Top 10 Greatest Inventions That Changed the World. 1. The invention of the wheel was a big deal. The wheel is an original engineering marvel and one of the most famous inventions. This basic technology not only made it easier to travel, but also served as the foundation for a vast number of other innovative technologies. However, interestingly, the wheel is not that old. The oldest known wheel is from Mesopotamia. Around 3500 BC. By then, people had made metal alloys, built canals and sailboats, and made complicated instruments like harps. 2. The compass ranks up there with the most important inventions. Some believe this relatively modern invention was first created for fortune-telling and geomancy. It was only later that it was adapted for navigational purposes. The Chinese most likely invented the earliest compasses, similar to those we use today, around 200 BC. Earlier forms of the compass were made of lodestone, a naturally occurring form of the mineral magnetite. Evidence suggests civilizations may have also used lodestones for similar purposes as early as the 6th century BCE. At some point, possibly around 1050 AD, people began suspending the lodestones so they could move freely and use them for navigation. 3. The modern world wouldn't exist without the automobile. Some people credit the birth of the modern car to the German inventor Carl Benz, who patented his Benz patent Motorwagen in 1886. However, automobiles have been in the works since 1769, when Nicholas Joseph Cugnot developed the first steam-powered automobile capable of human transportation. Over the years, many people contributed to the development of the automobile and its constituent parts. At the beginning of the 20th century, Henry Ford devised ways to make cars cheap enough for most people to buy. These techniques then became standard, with General Motors and Chrysler following suit. 4. The steam engine was a true revolution in technology. A Spanish mining administrator named Jerónimo de Ayans is thought to have been the first to develop a steam engine. He patented a device that used steam power to pump water from mines. In 1711, another Englishman, Thomas Newcomen, developed an improvement in the engine. Later, in 1781, James Watt, a Scottish instrument maker employed by Glasgow University, added a separate condenser to Newcomen's engine, which allowed the steam cylinder to be maintained at a constant temperature, dramatically improving its functionality. Plus, he later developed a double-rotating steam engine that, by the 1800s, would power trains, mills, factories, and numerous other manufacturing operations. The world would never be the same again. 5. Concrete is another great invention. Concrete is one of the most widely used building materials today. It's a composite material made from a mixture of broken stone or gravel, sand, Portland cement, and water, which can be spread or poured into molds and forms a mass resembling stone on hardening. One of concrete's key ingredients is cement, which is thought to have been devised in 1300 BC. Later, cement would be combined with other materials to make a substance more akin to what we know as concrete today. The Romans, for example, are famed for their concrete. Many structures built using it still stand today, but it could be older than that. Middle Eastern builders coated the outside of their clay fortresses with a thin, moist layer of burned limestone, which chemically reacted with gases in the air to form a hard protective surface. 6. Crude oil distillates fuel the modern world. Without gasoline, there would be no transportation industry as we know it today. Gasoline is a fuel derivative of crude oil, and it is called gas in the United States and petrol in many other English-speaking places worldwide. More specifically, petrol is a transparent, crude oil-derived liquid used as a fuel in internal combustion engines. Interestingly, gas was initially discarded as an unwanted byproduct. 7. Locomotives have proved to be powerful tools. Locomotives can carry a large number of passengers with comfort, while also being able to haul heavy loads over long distances, while tracks or rails have been used for carrying wagons since the 16th century. The history of modern train travel is just over 200 years old. Richard Trevithick, a British engineer, built the first full-scale working railway steam locomotive in the United Kingdom in 1804. It used high-pressure steam to drive the engine. On February 21, 18,044. The world's first steam-powered railway journey occurred when Trevithick's unnamed steam locomotive hauled a train along the tramway in Wales. However, Trevithick's locomotives were too heavy for the cast-iron plateway track then in use. The commercial appearance of train networks came in the 1820s. In 1821, George Stephenson was appointed as an engineer for the construction of the Stockton and Darlington Railway in the northeast of England, which was opened as the first public steam-powered railway in 1825. In 1829, he built his famous steam engine, rocket, and the age of railways began. 8. The invention of the airplane was a quantum leap in tech. On December 17, 1903, Wilbur and Orville Wright achieved the first powered, sustained, and controlled flight. This was a day that would be remembered for all time. Flying machines had been dreamt up since Leonardo da Vinci's time, and likely long before. But thanks to the work of countless inventors over several centuries, the Wright brothers became the first to achieve controlled powered flight. 9. Fire might be the most crucial invention of all. Though fire is a natural phenomenon, its discovery as a useful tool marks a revolution in the pages of history. The controlled use of fire likely predates the emergence of Homo sapiens sapiens. There is evidence of cooked food from around 1.9 million years ago, long before the evolution of Homo sapiens. There is also evidence of the controlled use of fire by our ancestors, Homo erectus, beginning around 1 million years ago. Flint blades burned in fires have been dated to roughly 300,000 years ago. There is also evidence that fire was used systematically by early modern humans to heat-treat stone to increase its ability to flake for use in toolmaking around 164,000 years ago. According to a heavily debated hypothesis, using fire for cooking allowed the larger brain of our species to develop in the first place by allowing hominids to eat a wider variety of foods. 10. The nail is an underrated invention. The nail is one of the most important and arguably underrated inventions. Before the invention of nails, wood structures were often built using rope to interlock adjacent boards. Some cultures developed sophisticated woodworking techniques to interlock wooden structures together. We can't be entirely sure when the first metal nails were developed, but bronze nails dating from around 3400 BC have been found in Egypt. These were later replaced by iron and steel over time, with most made by hand. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. Before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.